Carla, Oscar, thanks very much for speaking to us, entertainment.ie. Pleasure. I've seen Sucker Punch described as Alice in Wonderland with guns. Do you think that's a fair assessment?
I think there's an aspect to that. I mean, in terms of just, the delving into one's imagination, into the other side.
Into the rabbit hole, if you will.
Exactly,
Right. Yeah.
and there are a few machine guns around, so.
Quite a few, yeah.
Now, Oscar, you get to play a thoroughly unlikable character in this movie.
Oh.
Some of the ladies actually like him a little bit, yeah.
How does I mean, just on a very basic level, how does that compare to portraying a more straight or down the middle character, perhaps in other films? Do you get to exercise like different acting muscles?
Yeah, I mean, it's like you look into the dark parts of yourself and the parts of myself that could actually relate to this, and to imagine that and sustain that for a while. That's it's a different task than maybe something that seems a little bit more easily relatable to. But still, the same challenges of like making it truthful, and making it, making it make sense to yourself.
Yeah. And Carla, what can you tell us about your character and how she relates to the girls within the story?
Well, she is a psychiatrist in the asylum, and then a choreographer / sort of madame of the brothel. And, I think that she's there to really, it's interesting because I think in the real world of the asylum, she's there to help them, certainly, but she's also, she's sort of turned a blind eye to what's going on around her. I don't think she actually really knows how bad it is, but she knows there's probably something
sort of like
going on.
the middle ground, occupies the middle ground.
And then in the brothel, she actually is aware. And I think that she does manage Blue, and that they have had this history, and that he definitely has a certain kind of control over her. But within those confines, she will try to get these girls through this experience. And I would surmise that she probably has dealt with much worse than they actually are dealing with.
And I've always thought that Zach is a very unique director in terms of at least his visual style, among other things. What was the experience like of just sort of being thrust headlong into his imagination?
Pretty great.
Yeah, it's pretty fantastic.
Easeful too. I mean, he really does create such a wonderful, creative place where everyone is really at the top of their game, including his entire crew. And
very collaborative as well. He's very open. Because going into it, I wasn't sure because of the kind of graphic novel aesthetic that it was all about the pose and looking cool, and the rest of it was secondary. But in fact, it was very much the opposite. Incredibly open to play around with scenes and deconstruct them and try stuff that would fail, and it would be okay to do that.
Yeah. And when you first read the script, how does the finished version compare to the initial impression that you would have had?
I mean, similar for sure but the script. From the script,
it was like an R-rated. The script was R-rated.
Yeah.
Like Blue would snort coke and stuff, and I think the whole end part was about him not being able to get an erection.
Right. Yes.
But thematically,
thematically,
I'm sorry. Those are the parts that stick in my mind.
I'm sure that they would.
But that it's definitely the script was definitely a blueprint for where we went with it, and
you take a leap of faith. It's like there's elements of it that are really cool and actually stayed the same.
Yeah.
But as Carla said, it's like it's a schematic, it's a blueprint, and then we get in there and it starts to change and shift and
yeah. And also, you got to flex your sort of singing muscles a little bit on this one as well. Will this be your first time on a soundtrack as well as the film?
For me, definitely.
For me as well.
Yeah, it was so much fun. We had such a blast.
Yeah.
It was really, it was really incredible. There'll be a longer version of it in Zach's director's cut.
Oh, really? Will there?
Yeah.
What else can we expect to see?
More dancing, more leg kicks.
Yes. I think maybe a little more John Hamm.
Yeah,
there's a few different things. Yeah.
Never have too much John Hamm in this.
I'm sure he'd love to hear you say that.
Right. Well, I got to leave it there, guys.
All right,
but thanks very much.
Thank you so much.